Hey SEAL Fitters, Coach Adam here. We're gonna go over why it's really important that you're squatting below parallel. So you may have heard in high school or through other training plans or programs not to squat below parallel, that you just squat to parallel, and that is totally bogus. Not to step on anybody's toes, but it's just bad science. So here's why. We're gonna break this down real quick. So in a good squat position, I need my glutes, my hamstrings, my quads, my calves, my Achilles, my feet, everything firing at the same time with a nice tight upper back, low back position. That's all gonna work really well. Otherwise you're opening yourself up for injury, okay? So everything we have, we're working through progression with that. Our front squat, there's videos on that, how to work through progressions for it. The clean, same thing. So today we're going to talk about why we do that. And the reason is, if I don't squat below parallel, and you got some practices at home while I'm talking about this if you'd like, squat into this position here. So don't squat to parallel, and hold that for a good 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and feel where that starts to burn. And what you'll start to feel is it's going to be a low back and the front, the top portion of the quad and the knee, okay? And the reason is because all that energy and all that weight is getting transferred into the quad and the knee, and that's having to work overtime basically. So if I do multiple reps, let's say I'm doing 30 back squats or 30 front squats, and I'm only going to this position, I'm overworking the quad and the knee, and you're gonna open yourself up for injuries related to the knee, the front portion of the quad, maybe the hip flexor, okay? And so by squatting below parallel, what we're doing is we're allowing the quad to not turn off, but take a little bit of a break. We're gonna allow the glutes to activate, and then in through the hamstring, those will both activate and help you stand up out of that squat. And you're not gonna have lopsided legs. So if you're only squatting here, the top portion of your quad is gonna get real strong, and then your glutes and hamstrings are gonna suffer because you're not training those enough. This is very transferable to the back squat, the clean, the front squat. Any of these movements where you're trying to hit a 1 rep max or a heavy day, you're gonna have to be in the bottom of a squat for that. For the clean, you have to catch in the bottom of a squat. The snatch, same thing. For a 1 rep max, you're probably gonna be in the bottom of a squat for those. So if you're not training this in your front squat, if you're not training it in your overhead squat, if you're not training it in your back squat, you're opening yourself up for injuries, and you're not building as much muscle as you need to for all these movements. So that's why there's tons of videos on this. You can look it up. You don't have to take my word for it. You can take my mustache's word for it. And yep, that's why we do it. Go forth and conquer.